Well, I fired it up the other day and I should have recorded it, but I had my son sit in the driver's seat and I switched gears on it to reverse and to drive, and all it did was just sit there and then go to reverse, then go to drive. So we have an issue. Alright, yeah, here we are another day trying to tackle something else with this 67 F100. And well, as y'all seen in the beginning of the video, the C6 transmission that was in this truck whenever I bought it, come to find out it is no good. Straight just garbage. Well, I didn't have high hopes as far as that transmission goes, and here it is right here. I just finished pulling it out of the truck just for that thing over there to go in, and here is the QuickTime bell housing that goes along with this T56 transmission that I'm putting in the truck. So gone with you, in with you, and there we go. All right, y'all, so here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and start giving y'all throwing part numbers to y'all to be able to get this T56 transmission mounted onto the 351 Windsor. It is gonna be, I hate to say it, it is gonna be on the expensive side, mostly because of the bell housing. Whenever I bought the bell housing, I bought the bell housing from, I believe, from Summit Racing, and most of these parts are coming through Summit Racing, and the bell housing, which is this, I bought through Summit Racing, and it set me back $903. That was the most expensive part to getting this T56 transmission mounted to the 351 Windsor. And I'm gonna give you the part number right now. So look at this. So it has Ford, it's RM-8031. This is the bell housing specifically for the T56 transmission to be able to mount up on the 351 Windsor. Whenever it says fork 7, that means that the throwout bearing where the fork is at, it's going to be protruding out at the 7 o'clock mark. Okay, now these do fit 5.0, 5.8. This has a 6.1. This means something, I forgot what it means, but that's the part. And before I go on, some of y'all gotta understand that a lot of these parts kind of might be on the cheaper side, only because my main goal right now is not horsepower. My main goal right now is just to get this truck on the road, and a bunch of the stuff like the clutch cylinder over here and the clutch line, they are going to be not that expensive, but it's not that critical to get something high horsepower. The only thing with the clutch line is I will go ahead and get that one, a braided line, whenever I start adding horsepower to this truck. So let me show y'all something I was having a problem with. So what I needed, since I already had the bell housing, what I needed the flywheel. I needed the flywheel, the clutch, and the pressure plate to be able to mount up to this 351 Windsor. So I called Summit Racing, and I explained to them what I have going on and everything, and they told me a particular part was good to put on this truck, and it was from Luck Innovation Clutches. Is a flywheel, not only is it the wrong part, but let me show you. This is the flywheel that they sent me, exactly like this. I didn't do anything to it. I couldn't even put this on the truck. So if y'all don't see these, y'all can see them. I know y'all can see them, these indentations. So this is crap, because I don't want to put this on. Technically I could put it on and I could use it, but why would I want to do that when it's gonna, you know, the clutch isn't gonna wear even. It's gonna wear all messed up because of these marks, and that covers a big part. So that's most of the clutch right there, because as it spins, of course, it's gonna cover this much, or maybe this much. That's most of the clutch that I have. So why am I gonna go this? Not only that, I believe this is 164 tooth. Wrong size. This is an 11-inch, I believe. It's 11 inches. 164 tooth. You do not get this part. Only good thing about Summit, well, one of the good things about Summit, apologize, is that whenever I explained to them what happened with this part, it was not only the wrong part, but it had indentations in it. They didn't care for me to send this back. They were gonna go ahead and send me a new one, because it wasn't gonna be worth me sending this one. It wasn't gonna be, because they were gonna pay for the return, so it wasn't gonna be worth it to them for shipping costs and all that to ship this one back. But they were gonna ship me a new one, and I wound up canceling that. I'm waiting on my money back. I wound up canceling that only because, of course, it was the wrong part. After doing research and research and research and research, and not finding anything on YouTube or anything valuable on Google about a flywheel that'll fit for this 351 onto the T56, much research done and wrong parts ordered, I wound up finding it. All right, so the part that I wound up finding, most of this stuff is ordered from Summit Racing, as far as like the clutch and the flywheel and the bell housing and whatnot, the more expensive parts. And so one thing I did learn from my many mistakes on this truck, one of the things is that in order to use this particular bell housing to fit this T56 to the 351, I did have to use 10.5 inch on down clutch. Anything bigger than that, like I was trying to put an 11 inch on, will not fit. Will not allow you to bolt the belt housing to the back of the back of the 351 Windsor. It's just not happening. You're gonna tear some stuff up. But physically, it can't be done. So the part number that I did find for the flywheel is actually 157 tooth. So that's the key part. The key wording is 157 tooth flywheel. It's 10.5 inches, and yeah, 10.5 inches. And let me give you the part number right now. Alright, so another thing that I ran into is you cannot use the flex wheel bolts, of course, to mount the flywheel. So I went ahead and went to O'Reilly's. I'm gonna give you all the part numbers for these bolts right here. I know you can see them backwards right now, but do not use the flex plate bolts for the flywheel, because they are going to be too short. All right, so as far as the pressure plate and the clutch go, here's a part number. It's 30048S, and from Zoom. I also ordered this from Summit. This was about 172 bucks, and of course it came with the pressure plate, but it's underneath the truck right now, over there. And of course the clutch comes in here. You got some spline lubricant, you got some instructions, you got a sticker, you got the alignment tool, you got the bearing, you got the throwout bearing, and that's that. All right, y'all. So another problem that I did run into is the pressure plate bolts that originally came with this transmission were way too big to fit into the flywheel that I got. So I had to go and order some pressure plate bolts to be able to bolt up the pressure plate to the flywheel. And here's the I don't know if you could maybe scan that or what, but there's the part numbers that I got. There are 6 that come in here, but before I put this on YouTube and tell y'all, hey, it fit, I wanted to verify it, so I took one out and I verified everything and they fit. All right, now with that taken care of, ran into another problem, as if I didn't have enough. So this right here, y'all see the mounting hose and y'all see where the bolt's at. So I ordered this part right here. Couldn't find anything else on it. Nobody says anything about this part. I don't know why, but this part is actually from 1988 F250 manual transmission, and all I had to do was just drill some holes. I had to be very precise about the holes, but I mean, it wasn't anything sorry, it wasn't anything too complicated, and I went ahead and bolted it on. If I wanted to use these holes, well, I couldn't use these holes, because when I did, it would clock this all the way down, and I wasn't going to be able to slip this all the way on. It would sit a little bit crooked, and you're not supposed to have that anyway. So I drilled the holes to put these bolts in. The only thing these bolts do, not a big thing to me, but the only thing that these 2 bolts, and there's another bolt on the opposite side, do is actually just hold this on, and that's it. They don't hold any pressure, they don't hold any force or anything. So I was fine with drilling these holes right here on the throwout bearing part, and just threading them in. I will put Loctite, I will put a shim right here to make everything even. All right, so the line that I chose to go with, I did order it from O'Reilly's. It was like $47 and change. This is the part 85-203. It's a hydraulic clutch line from Power Torque. I could have got the braided one, but the braided one was like 80 something, close to 90 bucks after taxes. So just for now, remember, I'm trying to keep this. If I could keep it more budget friendly, I'd keep it more budget friendly just to get this on the road. I'll worry about all the more expensive stuff, and down the line. All right, and now for the clutch master cylinder. What I went with, it's also from Power Torque. I did order this from O'Reilly's, and I will have to drill the hole through the firewall. One hole for this, and the other hole for these bolts. I need the nuts on here. I don't have them. I'm gonna have to find them somewhere, but it really doesn't matter. And I might have to figure something out as far as the clutch pedal. But this is the clutch hydraulic cylinder that I went with. Here's a part number. I did order this from O'Reilly's, so if y'all do want to do this is a part number you need to give them. All right, y'all, here it is at the end of the video. The beginning of the video actually started about 4 weeks ago, and I've been pretty busy for the last 4 weeks, but not mostly on the truck, only because I've been waiting for wrong parts to come in, just to try to fit them on, turn around, repackage them, and send them back out to wait for the right parts to come in, which that's something else altogether. And we're just gonna leave that in the past. That happened. I've learned from mistakes, and we finally have all the parts that we need to be able to bolt up this T56 transmission to this 351 Windsor. I've looked all over the interwebs on, trying to resource, trying to call people, and I couldn't find anybody to give me any real good information so that I'll be able to make this T56 bolts up to this 351 and have no problems. And you know, I needed part numbers and whatnot. I could find videos on people that have done it, but nobody has actually really put part numbers, or you know, what to look out for, what you could leave out, anything like that, anything regarding those things. And I've come across more than plenty of YouTube videos saying, hey, you know, T56 on a 351 Windsor. And they're just basically, in the video, they're just bolting it on. They're telling you, you need a little room here and a little room here, and that's basically all the information they give you. As far as this video, it's actually started as an update. I'm ending it letting y'all know, hey, these are the part numbers that you really need, and that's it. I mean, here it is. So if y'all have any questions or anything like that, just put them in the comments. I don't care for, you know, this isn't no popularity contest for me. So if you want to subscribe. If you just want to look through the video just for the part numbers, as long as it helps somebody, I don't care. As long as it helps somebody, I don't care whether you subscribe or not. So that's it.